Hello, I'm Rebecca Horan and welcome to A Little Birdie Told Me, a podcast brought to you by rollercoaster.ie. In season 4, I'm going to be talking to a range of well-known Irish faces about being in the trenches when it comes to parenting. On this episode, I sit down with TV personality Karen Koster to talk about some big changes that have occurred in her life recently and why she's very happy to be spending more time at home with her boys. So last season I wanted this lady and I know her through lots of different things in media and have chatted to her before and just think she's the business, but didn't have, I think we just had so much going on last year we didn't have her, and I thought she won't do it this year, and she is doing it this year, and I'm absolutely thrilled because all eyes are always on her, but it's nice to get her to chat to kind of us on a more chill level. And I was just thinking before I intro her, she actually did a really interesting documentary about parenting and crushes. Anyway, we'll talk to her about that in a second. Karen Koster, TV presenter, mother of 3, and kind of all around, like in the zeitgeist all the time, doing things lately. How are you?
I'm good. Nice that I can even still be referred to in the same sentence as a zeitgeist, because I feel like I've been knocking around so long. But yeah, it's good to be here. I'm nervous because I'm normally the one asking, but I'm also excited because it's nice not to have the pressure of going, what else did I want to ask her? So it's actually nice.
You have such an energy, and no one ever says of you, she's a bit this or she's a bit that, or no, or I liked her, I kind of did. No, I just feel like everyone across the board is like, she's sound.
Good.
And that's also nice because that's not easy.
Good.
And it's not easy to keep that going, you know, and you're just yourself.
Yeah.
So look, the latest.
That's lovely. Gosh, I'll go home now. I think that's a perfect tip.
That's it. Well, okay, bye. There she is. Rebecca's.
We'll leave it there.
Rebecca's like told her she's amazing, and now she can go. Don't worry, gets a bit. But the latest on you, and I suppose elephant in the room, and then we can move on, is that you made this decision. I think we were. I personally, like, I think I know everything, and then I was like, what? It was a little bit of shock, and I think it's nice because you owned that. The departure from, you know, the evening show in Virgin Media, which is 6 o'clock, not 7. I always get confused.
Yeah, it used to be 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Easy mistake. Yeah.
And there's been a number of different people. I know you had done Expose, then you'd moved to Ireland, then you moved to, so there was movement there. And you did it. And I did think that's a shock because you were doing it, you were loving it, you were putting up your style pics, you were doing great interviews, you're sassy, it was brilliant. I think that relationship with Greg really worked. And then I could feel your emotion and heavy-heartedness in your announcement, but I love that you kind of owned that it wasn't just this departure, right? Lovely. And you did own it. You're now still doing lots of TV work and will continue doing that, but that kind of permanency of that role you've left.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because people are talking about it, so I think let's remove ourselves from that and then move on in a minute.
Oh, absolutely. Now I feel good.
Okay.
Like now I feel content. My gut feels right that it was the right thing to do. But when I say... it was keeping me awake at night for 6 months.
Why?
Because it was a job I loved, and I'd been there for 20 years, and it was it was all I knew.
Yeah.
Like I was working there long before John, my husband, was on the radar, long before family life existed. It was all I ever wanted to do. So I was like, so if I take it away, I'm absolutely going to regret it. Who am I? And I'm absolutely going to regret it. But it was becoming more and more obvious to me that it wasn't working anymore.
Really?
For family life, for me as a whole. And like,
so what, you'd come home and what?
I'd be sad.
Okay, so what time would you finish at?
So come off air, and I mean, they were so good in there. Like I'd literally tear the microphone off.
They couldn't be horrible about anything.
Yeah, well, look, I was always worked with good teams and always had good experiences in there. And I would literally tear the microphone off, barely say goodbye to the guests. Like, bye, gotta go. And whatever, peg it down the M50, and I'd be home by 7:30 on a really good day.
7:30, okay.
But even like, if I would stop to chat, I'd be really close to Ciara Doherty, who presents the Tonight Show with Claire
And you'd
Brock.
want to have a quick chat with her.
I'd have a quick 10 minutes. And
of course.
Then I'm panicking going,
oh
God, John's on in tonight. I have to get home to the child.
I know.
She said next 50
I
minutes.
know it.
And then I'd be like, oh my
We all
God, I've only
know
got
it.
half an hour, and the kids will be, they get a second wind.
And then you're
when
like
I come
being a dickhead,
home.
you're like, Ciara, can't talk to you right now. Even though she gets it.
She would have all people.
But you can't talk to anyone. You can't build a relationship.
Exactly. And then you're like, that was only a 10-minute chat to catch up. And yet I'm like going, oh God, now I've only got half an hour before I have to start. Right, everyone into bed, come on.
So you get home, so say 7:30, 8:15 or something, dependent.
Yeah.
And what, it was panic stations at bedtime.
Or they'd all be like zombies because they're really tired and
you were
they've
just
been
dealing with the
doing
shit show.
football or like that. It's witching hour. You feel
hideous.
like I'm only just home, and then you're straight into
And they're
bedtime
like,
routine.
oh, mommy, and there's a lot of guilt.
Oh, they
and
literally
you're-
run at me like puppies.
Yeah. And then you're cranky into, and you don't mean to be, but you're like, whew, I've just come off air.
Yeah, and like not that, and when you're doing it every day, it's not like, you know, coming off stage and you're like such a crash. But you have tried to like have the game face on for work. So then when you come home, you're kind of like, can you just give me half an hour where I can like
100%.
check my phone or like
that?
have a shower?
What is that? It's a decompression.
Yeah, it's a decompression.
It's not just media. No, I get you. Like, I don't work in, but even if I'm here and it's and then I drive, so I have a drive. Now it's longer because I'm in a scary, but she would have been kind of home to South Dublin or whatever. I have that time. My husband was like, but you had that decompression. But it's funny. You need to get into your home.
You want to get into your home.
Tracksuit, t-shirt,
100%.
chill a bit, get upstairs and have that kind of, whew,
yeah.
what happened today? That was weird. And check your phone. Silly, but like even just
I know.
social or text from your mom
Scroll
or something.
a bit,
Respond back so you're not doing it in your car.
Uh-huh.
And then you can't because your children want you, right? And so my mom worked within the home. She'd given up her journalism career for us or whatever. So there was more the tendency to embrace like, oh, they're in. Okay, she had that time to prepare for that. But you're just like, and you feel like an asshole because you're kind of saying, I just need a minute. Well, you've had a fucking minute.
I know, you've been at work
So
all
it
afternoon.
is a tricky, I understand the decompression.
Yeah.
And you were finding that getting more and more tricky.
Yeah. And I remember it might have been May. And I like
How long are you in this gig?
2 years.
Only 2 years.
Yeah. Over 2 years, but 2 years because I have to commend Virgin Media. They gave me every single day of parental leave I ever asked for. Summer holidays I got off. I would use up my annual leave for Christmas holidays, Easter holidays. So
And
that
people
was
just
how
slotted in for you.
Exactly, but that's how I kind of rationalized. Okay, you're missing the afternoons, but you've 2 months off. You're off July and
Wow,
August.
okay,
So like
great. Oh,
that was
great.
how I kind of rationalized it in my
gig,
head.
yeah.
I was like, that's what it is. But then we've got all the holidays together. But I just started to feel sad when I got in the door, and it was different to a guilt thing because I knew the kids were grand and we had a really good minder in place, and
great.
things had settled down after 2 years. But you know, and it's such a silly thing, but John, say on the days when I was organised to even leave like a spaghetti bolognese or whatever it was, and he would text me at 5 to 6 and I'd be going through questions, whatever, and he'd say, dinner was lovely, thank you so much, that was really nice. And I'd be like, I actually wish I was there to eat the dinner with the kids, as opposed to just being like, okay, right, rev up, who's on tonight?
This is your career, Karen.
I was a bit like,
They'll be
I just want to eat
fine.
the bloody dinner with them now. Do you know, even if the kids are hopping up every 2 seconds and don't
being
actually sit
assholes,
down
which
and
is-
eat.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not always easy.
No,
Yeah.
it's
And
not.
it's not always
like,
romantic.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
And then I would just get home and I was just like, certainly in May, I went, okay, it's okay in the brighter evenings. You feel you've still got some day with them when it was bright. And I thought, oh, we're going into another winter.
That's all I ever think in life.
The winter.
And they're long.
And I just thought, I don't know. And it was like, if one thing had happened in isolation, one different factor in
You
the
hated
bigger
the job,
universe,
or someone was a
that's
dick
what I
to you, or
mean.
the pay was.
And there was nothing wrong with the job. And that's what I said when I was leaving. I was like, the only thing wrong with the 6 o'clock show was that it was on at 6 o'clock. And I had said, I'd say a year previous, how would anyone feel about pre-recording this at 2 o'clock into the afternoon? And it was just not an option because it's a live hour and that's the appeal of it. So it was not a surprise when I went to Brian Foley, my exec producer, when I said to him,
It wasn't a surprise.
because I had kind of said to him, I find it really hard being gone these hours. The job is brilliant, but I just find my day is organised the wrong way. The kids come home from school and I walk out the door. So he knew. So when I went to him, yeah, actually he was. In fairness to him, he was. And he was like, okay. And we were like, well, we'll take the summer, have a think. And then I kind of got back and I wanted to be around for TV3,
What time do you
Virgin
leave
Media.
to go out there?
About 2, half 2.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of gone afternoon, and
Yeah.
then you're gone for that evening.
So literally,
like you say, witching
sometimes-
post school, the chat.
Exactly. Sometimes I would wait
chats.
for the kids to come home from school or I would try and pick them up. But more often than not, I was like, okay, tell me your news. How was school? Yeah, okay, guys, I gotta go. Otherwise,
yeah.
like, I'm missing my hair
And is
slot.
John a working from home dad? No.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is within the home.
Yeah, but he'd be gone as well a
Okay,
lot.
fine. So
Do you know
then
what I mean?
you
So we
have the minder
definitely
then.
needed a minder as backup.
So it's hectic.
So then basically I wanted to be around for Virgin Media turn 25 or TV3.
Oh, yeah,
Virgin Media
yeah,
turned 25
yeah.
and we filmed a brilliant goggle box that we got to do. So I loved being part of that. But literally that went on air on a Monday night, I think it was. And by Tuesday I went into my boss and I was like, okay, we need to pull the
What
trigger. I'm
time of
ready
the
to go.
year?
Oh, I probably said it back in October. I thought I might be gone by the midterm October because I plan my year in terms of school holidays. I thought I'd be gone before the October bank holiday, but we ended up extending till November, and then I finished up in November, and it was the perfect time. And then me and Greg got to bow out together,
Were
so
you
that
sad
worked out really well.
when you went in to make that decision? Was
Terrified.
there many conversation at home, or did you make it in isolation?
John was like...
Oh, you did make it with John?
Like it was a running joke. He was like, what? You haven't mentioned this before? Because I talked about it.
Did you?
Incessantly.
Yeah, I do that too.
Constantly.
I do that too.
And
I talk about things a lot before I make it. I'm not someone who's... Sorry, I'm impulsive in many ways, but I talk around something for a very long time, and then people are shocked because I just do it. And they're like, oh, you did it?
Yeah.
So you did talk about it for a
yeah,
long
and
time.
all my friends would have known, inner circle. A few people in work would have known.
Advice, what should I do?
Yeah. And just, I was so nervous I'd regret it. I was so nervous I regret it.
Regret what?
Leaving and walking away from a really good job in TV when there aren't that many gigs, when it's
You
not
have
always
a great name, you built it.
Oh, I don't know about that, but it's not
But you
always
know
the
what I mean?
narrative.
You
People are
built
kind
it.
of a lot of the time moved off without them wanting
Hush,
to,
hush, hush,
and I was a bit
hush.
like, I'm actually doing this for myself.
But that's also
now.
nicer, Karen.
Well, in the end, I feel good about how it's all panned out.
It's not like, oh,
but-
Karen's gone. That's hard. That's really hard.
And actually, they were great inside. Like, it was lovely that I was able to say, I'm going to head off,
Karen,
and I still
it
had a
was-
few
Just
weeks
to say, Karen
go.
got to sit on a couch on live TV, and like, this is the truth, Karen, and say I'm leaving, much like Holly Willoughby would have been given the decency or allowed or respect to do. It is very rare, no matter how loved you are, how liked, to get to say goodbye. We know this
100%.
in radio
100%.
and TV. It's
a
usually
rarity.
like, this is last show, you don't say it. You
You'd
tweet
never
it
even say
later
it's
or
your
you
last
Instagram
show.
it later
Yeah.
because they don't want the show to be about someone. A name
Show
or
is
profile,
bigger than the personality.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't want the departure to be, they just want fucking move the fuck
Yeah.
on. We don't
Yeah.
want everyone to be like, because the show has to go on Monday, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it just showed, because other people have left in there who are awesome, who I've chatted to,
Yeah.
and they have either
Agreed.
been fecked out or whatever has happened, or bad feeling, or you got to sit there and own the narrative. He got to say his bit, and then
Yeah.
Instagram something beautiful, and it felt very loving. And now you're back
did.
doing other bits. I'm like, that's also why. And so that must have been powerful.
It was so nice. And even like, we didn't get like, I thought I wasn't going to joke, but I did on the night. But the fact that we threw live to Brian Dowling sitting in his house.
Yes.
Katia sent a video message.
So
it
you
was
knew
like,
about them coming on board,
100%. So like, it was like, that was nice. It wasn't like we've gotten shafted. It was like everyone is on the same page. I'm leaving, Greg's leaving. We're going out together. And yeah, just to be able to kind of hand over the reins.
And John was really
lovely.
happy for you.
John, bloody delighted. The kids
Was
were on the
he?
countdown. They were like, when
No,
is
but
it?
he
When are you
wasn't sad
leaving?
for you.
No, because, and you know what?
He was done with the conversation. My husband's sorry, I don't mean to be funny. My husband's always done with the conversation.
He was like,
so
one
he
way or
gets
the
over it.
other.
He's no longer sad about things. Like, shut the fuck up. Do it.
One way or the other, he was like, you need to make a call on it. Because it was, like I said, I was waking up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. But I forgot what I was going to say now.
saying the
No,
kids.
sorry. And an old boss of mine, actually, I was chatting to her on the phone, and she said, Karen, you will be as busy as you want to be. And that was
100%.
such a comfort to me, because I was like, no. Like, once you walk out the door, I'm
is
going to
it.
evaporate. I'll
Yeah.
turn into dust. I'm gone. So I kind of had to be okay with that. Like, I was like, you'll never be on telly again.
So
you
the
have to be
ego
okay.
had to be okay.
Yeah. You
Am
feel
I
okay.
right?
But it's also, I just really love the job.
No, I
It's
know
like being
that, but
told
the ego
you're
has to
never
be
going to
okay
be able to
too.
go to a hairdresser's again, and you love going to the hairdresser
No, I
to get the
know.
colour done. So it was like that. Like, you have to be okay with never reading autocue again, never having a co-host beside you. And sure, then within 2 weeks I was back in Ireland again. So that was an also great sort of parachute
Wow,
in
okay.
terms of the conversations. Like, I had lots of chats with the management in there, and Anthony in Ireland was chatting to me, and he was like, you'll always be in the family. And I was like, you're just saying that to me.
Yeah.
nice.
Stop patronising me.
Yeah, and then he was literally like, no, I'll get Denise, the producer of Ireland M, to give you a shout about dates. And, you know, Alan Hughes goes off and does his panto and treads the boards. So then one night I hadn't even done my goodbye yet, and it was 10:30, check my emails, and he was like, are you available for these weeks in December? And I was a bit like, oh my God, John, the road. And he was like, say yes. And I was like, okay, yeah. And it was perfect, because then I knew I had that. So it was a lovely little safety net. It wasn't cold turkey, that's it, you're done. So that's why people like yourself were asking me, do you want to do this? And I was like, I will look like such a fraud if I say, and people go, oh, you didn't retire for very long. But I never said I was retiring. I just said, I just can't work this job
I don't ever remember
anymore.
you saying you were retiring for TV.
I know, but few people have said, oh, that didn't lie. I hope you gave back the presents. I was like, there was no presents. It was a bunch of
I
flowers.
don't ever remember taking from a Karen's done with TV and Karen's going to go into the abyss now and put an apron on. Sorry, I don't remember that being the feeling.
Good.
The feeling was that show, and very much emotionally for me, was this does not suit my kids.
Yeah.
And I'm missing them. And I kind of knew you'd end up doing it. Like, there was no, I just thought it was funny that it was immediately after you were back. And
It was
like,
hilarious.
That's how loved you are.
I was delighted to do it, you know, and I'm a safe pair of hands, you know, so I know the ropes.
Well, you are a safe pair. How has it been with the kids? Is it the dream, or is it just the normality you expected it to be? Like, are they really embracing mom being home, just don't give a shit now? Like, is it kind of funny that you're like, I want to eat the dinner with you, and now you're doing it and you're like,
no, they didn't like it initially because I was like, lads, the homework is slipping, come on now.
So you were stricter.
Yeah, because I was like, look, we were kind of just coasting there for a while. We had a parent-teacher meeting.
Gone.
Yeah, I was like, lads, come on now, let's get the academic sorted, because John is brilliant at the football, the rugby, all that stuff. But I was like, your handwriting is illegible. We need to sort this out now. So I was stricter on that. Now that's only for 2 weeks. But then I've let things slide again. So that stuff was slipping for me, and I wasn't on top of stuff. Like, not that like you have to be.
And you do feel like a failure.
But I was even
though
like
you're not a failure, you're a bit like, I don't know.
That's annoying me now that his handwriting isn't good enough. Yeah.
I'm a bit like that about homework. I come home and Jason's like, she's done her homework, and I'm like, okay, what she mean? Homework? She's like, she's 2. He's like, well, she's they're writing. I'm like, okay, what's she done? And I look and I'm like, this is outrageous.
Yeah.
And he's like, can't step in now.
Yeah. But I don't want anyone listening who's working who isn't able to do the homework to feel guilty, because I've also been that, and even on the days I'm home, I'm just like, do you do your homework? You did, Grant, and I'll throw my eye over it, and that's it.
What
so
age
don't
are
feel
they?
Bad. Just 9, 7 and 5.
9, okay, I didn't know your
So
eldest was
they've
9.
well, he just turned 9 there on New Year's Eve, so they've all got homework. But even stuff about reading, like I was getting some feedback from the teacher, and I was like, I know if I just had an extra 10 minutes, and I had that time before, but I just didn't have the brain space to do it. So to be able to actually sit down and blend the words with the
8, it's not, you don't want to do it.
It's not their best.
It's not fair.
It's not fair on them.
I'm
either.
a devil for being like, okay, Gia, take out your books now. Mama wants to, and Jason's like, that's really unfair. It's 8 o'clock at night. She's going to bed.
100%. I wouldn't have wanted my mother to do that to me at 7:30.
It's mean. It's cruel.
So
it's like me trying to parent from afar.
Cram it in.
It is a bit, So they are loving it, but it's also reality. Mom's back.
Yeah, like, I mean, but then I haven't had that much downtime because I've been like filming on AM a little bit.
Could you cover childcare for that? Was that a drama?
Well, John just had to bring everyone.
I know, but were you suddenly like,
no, it was fine because it was still kind of fresh stuff in my memory. Like I would have, that was where I jumped from to go 6 o'clock. So I remember like, oh, you have to do the lunches before, you lay out the uniforms the night before, all that kind of stuff. So that was okay. But no, they are like it. Like I did kind of say that to them. I was like, you notice them around more? And they're like, yeah, we really are. And it's stuff like dropping them to football, collect them. It's supporting John as well. It's not just the kids. Like it was all on him. Like, yeah, we'd have mind her. But like she was kind of back at base minding whoever was in the house. But John was trying to get the lads to A to B for training and all the rest of it. Yeah, so a lot of the time I'm just in the car driving boys around. But I'm liking them. There was a lot of days that I was like, I don't really know what goes on in your day. Do you know the way? And John be like, you see now? You see how busy I was? Like he's kind of loving that, going like it wasn't, they weren't sitting around watching a movie in the afternoon. Absolutely not. It wasn't like I was going to be sitting around to have time to really overthink it, because like it's just really busy with young kids in the family. So no, I have been loving it. Like there was a couple of days there, and I had maybe 3 days off in a row, and I just said to John, I just feel really content. I just feel like it was really the right
nice.
call. Like I just felt like an inner happiness, So
since you'd had your kids, you were always working full time? No?
4 days a week.
4 days. Still,
4 days. There was a patch where I was doing 3 days, but generally it was always
been a working
4-day
mom,
week.
right?
Yeah, I would consider myself a working mom for sure.
So yes, you took your mat leaves or whatever, but even with it's always hectic and expose. It was always big. So you were always gone.
But like had you asked me to do this last year, I would have been like, no, that'll actually. Like that would tip me over the edge. Like my commitments basically to work and family, that was all I could manage, and anything else. And there was probably a part of me like, say so, I'd be like, oh sorry, I can't, I've got work.
So you kind of the extra parts of that you could do. That's what I kind of felt like. That's really interesting.
Anything extra was just too much. Oh, do you want to go to this lunch?
No.
Can't go to that. Oh, there's a in this job,
so
you might get invited to lovely things.
About more. You can do influencer ambassador stuff.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's not really my lane.
You can do stuff if you want. You can do MC stuff.
True,
you
exactly.
Can be involved in charity.
Anything extra, if I was asked to do anything on a Saturday, I'd be like, absolutely not. That's non-negotiable.
What do you feel about the role of mom to you? What does it mean to you? Obviously, you wanted to have kids. You've had 3 children. Yeah. You're awesome. We know about you as a career person, but how important? Like, what do you feel about the role of mom? Is it different to the role of dad? Do you take it very seriously? Tell me about it.
It's really hard. It's the best job you'll ever do, but it's the hardest job you'll ever do, and you just can't train for it. You can't prepare for it, and I like to prepare. I absolutely love it.
Busy, right? Like,
yeah.
Do you find And I know this, like, it evolves and it's this and that. Do you find it was hardest in baby stage or it's harder now? I personally found baby stage just, I think, mentally kills me. I just think I want it and then I'm like, oh God, it's so hard. And I think that would, and maybe I couldn't even have a third kid, but I think it kind of puts me off. Or do you find it harder now because it's so busy?
It's almost like I found the baby years so physically tiring. Like, it's just, although I was never skinnier than I was when I had like toddlers and you'd have one on each hip.
I remember you saying that and it was all like, Karen says to be skinny, have baby. And I was just like, no, that's not what she said. She literally couldn't eat from moving.
Like literally you're pushing a double buggy around and you're loading the buggy into the car.
You're just
you're constantly in motion.
Yeah.
So I found that just tiring physically. But now I find
emotional.
Brain power. They're coming at me with questions that I can't answer, or it's such and such didn't talk to me. They said this in school. I'm like, whoa. Okay, we have to sort this out. Like, and I find.
Do you worry about them with
that? Yeah, totally.
Stuff?
And I'm not high alert. And then John's like, that's just boys. So you don't need to worry about that. And I'm like,
they're all beating each other up, Karen.
Yeah. I'm like, who gave you a tick in school? Whoa, I need to talk to your teacher. And John's like, that'll sort itself out. You don't need to. That's just what boys are like in the playground. So it's, it's that stuff that you worry about.
Helicopter parenting and.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know all the terms. What's that when you just hover around
helicopter parenting, yeah. It's this new term. I'm kind of learning about it too, where you're probably too much like, who said that to you? And why did she say it? And what you should have responded. And where you're very, not gentle parenting, which is a whole different, but it's that we're maybe too hands-on, that back in the day. So I don't know what's better. Back in the day, it was like, you'd be grand. Someone called me fat and kicked me in the face. You'd be grand, right? And then nowadays we're going into the principle, my Johnny is perfect. It's that kid. And actually there's always two sides, right? Or is there? Not always the case. Yeah. So they're saying helicopter parenting is really dangerous for kids because we're never letting them be independent in themselves. I don't know. I do a lot of it where I'm like, what happened to you? And Jason's always like, Beck, she's not perfect. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
You think we're more
like, if something happens in school, we're like, well, what did you say first?
Yes. Well, that's really good.
So
that's
not
like
that because we know how mouthy our kids can be because they're all like very.
So at least you see their true self and you love them, but you're not just immediately saying he's been bullied or
No, if anything, they're like, you don't back me up, Mom. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, I'm just trying to figure out how this all played out. But I think, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, we go away on holidays with them. They have 4 kids. We go away with them every summer. And they will say to us, like, we don't get stressed around junior kids. So I think that's probably a good thing. So I think me and John are actually quite easygoing.
Okay.
Like, Finn actually had a broken wrist for 24 hours before. I was like, Joe, maybe we'll just get that looked at. So I think we're probably of the school of, you'll be grand, you'll be grand. It was the way we were reared.
Are you a good team?
Oh yeah, I think we are. Yeah, I think
you
we are.
You have different points of view on parenting. Or you kind of knew that when you got married maybe, because I think Jay and I are always on different. We're like, I have this opinion, and this, with sometimes we've just come together and make the right choice. But you think you're the same.
I had a good read of what he was going to be like. I haven't seen him with his nieces and nephews. And he had a ton of them by the time we got together. So, no, I do think we're good. Like, I mean, we're good at like when he's losing his rag, I'm like, you're being a bit too heavy-handed there. And likewise with me, he's like, Karen, that's an overreaction. He actually didn't do anything that bad. Like, calm yourself.
So you're good at
we're good at kind of going, whoa.
Or if someone's tired and pissy, you can take the happy vibe.
Exactly.
I'm not vibing. Yeah.
So we're probably good at that. But no, I'm probably quite similar in that sense. Yeah. We're raised in the 70s and 80s, so we're very much like,
get
you're
on
fine.
With it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also good that you can both, I find that even this morning I was like, I am so tired from her not sleeping.
I know.
And I came down, I was trying to jazz hands it and put Taylor Swift on and make stuff, but I was just like, and he I could see him picking up the gun, taking the bat on and being the crack. I was not, because I don't want to, I'm very aware of them down the line. And look, that amazing poem, they fuck you up, your mum and dad, they never mean to, but they do. I'm always very aware that they go, Mum was really cranky to her because she worked. I'm very aware of that. So I'm always trying to be, and then I don't want to fake it and push it either, because it's important that they know I'm tired and frustrated. I get sad, but I did see him picking up the pieces a bit this morning. I was like, thank you God, I just need to get out of the house and survive today. Yeah, so it's interesting. But you feel like you're a good yin yang.
I hope so. But like that, like my mum didn't work, so I didn't have that role model to look to say, oh, it's fine, you all turn out okay. Like I was like, I need a fast forward button that I can go to 20 years. Did I mess them up, or does it all work out okay?
I'm very controlling like that. I want to know it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I just want to know they're going to be okay. They're not sociopaths because I went out to work,
I know. Do you feel like children, and this is a very like not a loaded question at all, but did you feel like children puts pressure on your relationship with your husband and it's stressful? Did you not? Do you still make time? Is it sexy? Is it hard to get out on dates, or are you good at that now that they're a bit older? Like, give us all hope.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I know you see you in the park, you do your walks, you chat it out, you're a great team, You said that you're a good team, but do you keep your marriage in check, and how do you do that?
It's really hard in the early years because you're just so tired and you take it out on each other. It's almost like it is almost like you're logging. Well, did you do that? Well, I did.
You
that.
hate
Did you
each
do
other.
That? Did
It's
you
a
do
war
this?
zone.
Yeah, it's really hard, and it does.
I
get
did
easier.
the reading for 2 hours because she wouldn't. Did you do? And it's so tit for tat.
I know. You are kind of going. You just keep checking. I was like, you always feel like you've done more than the other person, and aren't appreciated for the effort you've put in. But it gets easier when you can hand them over to a babysitter. And we're in that phase now that you're not going, oh, she needs a certain blankie, or she needs this dodie or this bottle or whatever. Exactly. So now, like even last night, we sailed out and watched a movie, and our childminder stayed for an extra hour. And that we were like looking at each other in the cinema going, we haven't done this in ages. It was brilliant because we couldn't do that when I was working evenings. So to be honest, just to go back to am I happy with my decision, the fact that I'm able to do stuff like with John is like, it's not just about getting back to the kids, it's getting back to having stuff like that together. Like he's the one who's going to be there when the kids have all flown the nest of the apartment. In this current climate, they'll still be living at home. But like, it's him and me, you know, that's the most important decision you're going to make.
Always say
is choosing your partner.
They'll feck off.
So yeah,
as much as they love
him
you,
and me
they will
be
feck
stuck
off.
together. So I've
you have to
loved
like each
having
other.
time for that. Yeah.
I was speaking to Donal Skean in the podcast about that, how you make a choice every day to be with that person, and you don't have to be with them, and it doesn't always work out, but you make that choice. And like, kids are with you forever, and we know that this is our legacy, but they also move on with their own family,
and you want them
and
to.
we have to remember the person that we've done this with, because we can hate them and we can make it about the kids, and then you miss 10 years and you're like, who are you?
Yeah.
And also the fear of the date night where you sit and talk about the kids.
Yeah, we probably do still do that.
Though. Do you check yourself? Like, I'm like, let's just not do that the whole 2 hours. Or is it the only commonality sometimes?
Well,
when
we can't hear ourselves think when the kids are at home. Like, we have just such noisy kids that we can't even go, did Finn do that? Like, so we do end up talking about that. Well, we talk about the dogs as well. And no, like, he's my favourite person to hang out with. He's
That's so
the
nice.
best company. Yeah.
That's so nice. Don't always hear that
He's
from
my
people.
first choice now if I was to have a free
That's
evening.
incredible. How long are you married?
We are married 10 years, so 11 years this summer.
That's an amazing thing to say.
years.
I have to be really honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think someone who has 3 kids, you can love him, you can choose him, he'll probably be with you forever, but you could say things at the moment or actually find him painful, or that you choose him every time. He's your favourite person to hang out with. I know, but that's amazing.
He puts up with me as well, you know, so
stop.
It's
Lucky to have you. But that's an amazing thing to say.
Oh,
I think
thanks.
it's not, I don't think it's fake or saccharine or anything. I think it's really honest. It's like I really love hanging out with them. I love that.
I do just like hanging out with them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What are the plans? Career, we just know you'll do stuff. You're going to pop up everywhere. You're a
I
gas.
don't know.
You did that amazing like I'd introed you. You did a documentary.
It was ages
Tell me
ago.
about that.
Well, the funny thing is I know how long ago it was because I was pregnant with Eve and she's whatever, 5
and you were
and a half
asked to
now.
do it by whom or what happened?
No, again, see, that's what I'm saying. Like all this stuff, when you're saying nice things about me, I'm like, this is all happy accident. We were asked to do this kind of workshop, and whoever had an idea, whether you worked in finance or you worked in marketing in TV3, was it Virgin Media at the time? I think it was still TV3. If you have any ideas for a show, we're going to do a workshop. Here's how you make a pilot. Here's how you do it. Right. And we all got together one afternoon and did it. And I had this idea of doing something if you felt guilty if you went out to work and you had kids at home.
It was really good, Karen.
So I loved it. Yeah, it was brilliant. And John was like, when I did kind of decide to pull the trigger and give up the job, he was like, so did the kids win in the end? And I was like, no, it's not that. It's not that I gave into the mom guilt. It was like, I was just feeling sad and I didn't want another.
But it's also not about that. It's not as binary as that.
No,
Nothing
exactly.
Is as binary as
exactly.
That. You're still going to work. You're not going to be... Would you do more I think you're
thing,
very good at
people
that.
said, like, would you do another one? I was like, I'm working 4 days a week. It's really hard to have an idea. And I'm not a great, like, I'm very good at switching off. So, like, once I was in the car, I wasn't thinking about, ooh, maybe I'd pitch this idea. I'm not a hustler in that sense.
Are you not?
No,
or strategic?
I never have any
Maybe
ideas.
That's why it works for you.
I have no ideas. And, like, I hear of other people who go away and, like, I was always pitching to production companies. I was like, what? Like, I was like, no, I just did the day job. Like, I'm just not that person. So maybe down the line, you know, I could be actually... Something did occur to me because mommy guilt did just kind of occur to me one night, but I need to have the headspace to think.
You don't really need to. I think you just do it. I think you're commissioned to do something and you just do it.
Maybe, but I didn't have the energy or the brain space when I was still working. But it was a great show to do, and it still gets repeated it's at all hours. It's so funny. And then I'll often get messages from people who go, it wasn't on my radar before because I didn't have kids, and now I do, and now I get it.
People really like you. That's
Becky,
why.
very nice.
No,
they don't need us because they don't know me.
Yeah,
They
fine.
knew
And
me.
maybe you're an asshole, and maybe at home we're like, Jesus, she's an asshole. But people really like you. So that show, and there was a few tears, but not a like, oh, the whole thing is awful, I'm emotional. But there was a few tears, there's a few honest, like it was brilliant. What is your favorite thing about being a parent?
Oh, probably what you get back out of them. Like, it's when they repeat something that you've said or something and they've absorbed it, and it's that kind of laughter. Like, our kids are, as all children are to their parents, but we find them so entertaining. I mean, they wreck my head. Like, I'm not like rose tinted glasses about them. Like, I would not be a good stay-at-home mom, so it's key that I kind of keep busy. But I just find them very, very funny. And I love seeing them together as well. Like, and that is we're blessed that we have three, and we've got they have a great little dynamic. And I really love seeing the boy versus the girl. And it is women are from, what is it? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Do you find parenting them both different sexes?
They're different races. It is
really
unbelievable, the difference between the boys and the girls.
I don't have boys.
So my sister's 10 years older than me. My brother's 13. So I didn't even really grow up with a sibling around me. So I see them killing each other and I'm trying to break them apart. And John's like, they're actually fine. They're fine. Because John had loads of siblings, all in close in age. So that I find really interesting.
So they are different to raise?
The boys and the girls?
Yeah. I always think that's BS.
1,000%.
What, just the physicality?
The physicality.
What about mentally?
Now we're still probably early days of that. Like, even Eve, her independence, even how she's she's in junior infants now, like, her work is better than the boys was. The focus. I'm just like, oh, I see how the girls not knuckle down, you know, and the boys get distracted super easy and all that.
That's interesting.
So yeah, it's fascinating. That is just fascinating.
Hardest thing about being a parent?
The tiredness.
Or thing you dislike, or the tiredness? The tiredness.
I think when I first had them, I was like, I'll never sleep again. Like, I'll never feel normal again.
And you had good kids. You had good
kids. Yeah, I mean, nobody slept through the night for years. I was not one of those. But I do think it's so tiring on you that can take from you a little bit. But you get that back, you know. That's not a very good answer.
It is a good answer.
But I think that was the biggest shock to the system, was someone will always need you, and that'll be exhausting.
Some of the answers were the financial drain. Some of the answers were the effect on the marriage and how that dissolved the marriage. Some answers were it took from them doing further education. Some answers were the lack of kind of this big accessibility to travel in the world because maybe that was too expensive or oppressive or hard. So, you know, what you're saying is it's really just the jadedness, the tired, you know, that drain. So it just shows that you're really up for it. And this is the biggest career. Yeah, this is the biggest job of your life, really.
But like, do you remember even, I don't know, but like when we would be in work and it'd be like, oh, such and such had a baby, mom and baby are doing well. And I remember having a baby going, how are they doing well? Have you been through what I just went through? And I remember going, nobody warned me enough for this. Like, I was not prepared for that level of exhaustion. So I think that was just the biggest
Donald said that. He said
jolt.
He doesn't want to tell his mates. And like, you don't also want to, because there's women back in the day at 10 and had a pregnancy loss between those and didn't talk about it. And everything was so different and fucking hard on their bodies. And you don't want to be like, I want to kids and I'm tired, because you look like a dickhead. But Donna was like, I don't want to tell people, but it's really hard when you're in it. And I think I said to you there when you came in, great to see you, I'm just tired, but it's so boring.
I know.
Because nobody gives a shit.
I know, everyone's tired.
In their own way, yeah.
But even I remember, you've just brought back a memory to me. I remember my sister standing in the kitchen and I was like, what's wrong with the baby? And she's like, he's hungry. You need to keep him on your boob all the time. I was like, are you serious? I've literally just fed him an hour ago. And she's like, that's what it is.
Starving,
So I was like, I do remember that thing going, oh my God, somebody's going to need me all the time for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that's what.
But you can't think about that. That's far too existential.
But that's where
that's
I was.
Too scary.
Yeah, but also that
I don't
phase.
do that ever.
And like, I see that now. The 9-year-old doesn't bat an eye when I leave the house now. You know what I mean? So like,
I don't think about the bigger. I can't go there. Like, will they get into university? Will they ever have friends? Will they date? Are they going to be? No, I can't think about that stuff because I'll freak out.
Yeah, I know.
You're very glam.
Thank you. Threw my face on for you, Rebecca.
No, but as in like your clothes pick, and I know you get sent stuff and help and all that stuff, but you love the fash. Do you? Oh, do you not? Because I see you're actually kind of trendy and cool, but then you're very glam on TV. What are you?
I like it, but like
you're not in floral dresses at home and sexy. So you are jeans and cool.
Never wear a wrap dress in my life unless I'm on TV.
Okay,
but that's the thing.
So like, you're cool at it, because I always see you and you're very contemporary, I would say.
Like, you have to wear a certain thing on TV because cool stuff doesn't necessarily look good on TV.
But it doesn't translate that well either.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're right,
I'd be
actually.
like, oh, this would be lovely. And
this
like, you'd
cool.
love, oh, this black and this black. that looks dead
It
on
can
TV.
look flat. Yeah.
So like you
Or
do
aging,
end up
actually,
kind of
sometimes,
really.
yeah.
You do kind
black.
of like that's. I was actually watching the morning show and Jennifer Aniston wears so much black. I'm like, that wouldn't actually happen in real life as a TV anchor.
No,
You'd
and
be
I
in
think
a lot
she
more
is a
color.
dirty ride and actually very youthful, but it's aging and it's very bland and very. But
it's
she
just-
obviously loves black.
You couldn't exactly. It's obviously not
obviously loves
controversial.
black.
That's just what she wears.
Yeah.
But so like there is certain like a TV pop that you
Yeah.
need of the color, and not unfortunately, but like the wrap dresses are probably the most flattering thing you wear. Like I've worn stuff and I was like, it looks so nice in real life, and then you put it on and it's a disaster.
But you're little as well, so you have to elevate with heels and you have to elevate with colour and elevate.
Yeah.
But you
So
love
I like
it.
fashion, but I'm not like
You're not obsessive.
Not
Oh, you're
at
not.
all. Like there'd be other people like, oh, I was choosing clothes this week. Like I would be like Mary and Divine. Shout out, she honestly dressed me consistently for the last 2 years.
and lovely stuff.
But like she just made life so easy for me, and I will just choose
so your wardrobe at home isn't some mecca like where we'd walk. Let's do a style piece in Karen Koster.
No.
Okay.
She would literally deliver clothes, collect them, and she made my life so easy and gave me great choices. She knew what worked for TV and my body shape, so I would just wear her stuff. There are other
Do you keep
presenters.
all of them?
No, they were
okay,
okay. But there would be no way that I'd be like, oh, I'm going out shopping now and choosing what I'm wearing for the week. That would be so boring to me.
Okay, so you're not that
into
girl.
it.
So what are
No.
your hobbies? What are your things?
I don't know. That's why I had to give up my job to find out what I'm interested
What
in.
are your passions? Do you
I didn't have
obsessive
any.
about fitness and podcasts and books and
No.
what?
But see, this is the
Because
thing,
you are,
Rebecca.
Karen, come on.
I don't honestly.
You're a newsy
TV
person. You were
must
in
make-
Trinity. We knew that you'd gone at like your bright spark. You interviewed the best people. So what is it that drives you? Is it people? Would you like to have your own company? God.
No.
Karen, I feel like I'm giving you career.
You're
But
my
what
life
is
coach.
your passion?
Oh, it was TV, Rebecca. That's honestly, and that's why it was such a biggie for me to walk away, because I was like, it was the only thing I was passionate in.
So it's not fashion
Rarely,
culture too.
no,
Okay.
I rarely finished a book. I had no space in my life for anything other than
You're not a
family
gym
life.
freak?
No, I'm trying to train now that I have
Yeah.
a bit more time, but no.
Interesting.
So
there's
that's
such
why-
a lot of watch this space
But
about
no,
this
not
moment.
at all. That's why I just actually needed to free up my life a little bit,
Like, who
because
are
I
you?
had nothing else.
Because you'd only done that.
That's all I'd done for 20 years. It's
Well,
20
this
years.
is a very interesting moment, I think, in your career and life, because we say this is our midlife, like we'll probably live till our, hopefully.
Yeah, it is my
till our-
midlife.
But
Yeah,
I'm in the
hopefully
same,
if
I
I
just
got to
turned
84,
40.
I'd be delighted.
Exactly. So I just turned 40.
Congratulations.
Well, no, a while back. But like, we are in that stage, and I think I had a bit of a midlife wobble.
Okay.
Actually, definitely did.
Okay.
About every choice I'd made. Oh yeah, no,
You made all good choices though, Rebecca.
I went through a massive wobble, and I didn't expect myself to, because I'm too cool for that. I mean, I'll be fine. I'm not worried about turning 40 at all. It's going to be chill. And I'm not doing a party. I'm going to go on a trip, and I don't care about turning. And I fucking, last summer, just everything worried me. Why did I do this? Why did we move to the house to that? Should we have had, okay, why do we have to, do we move, like everything I took apart. Oh no, bad. And I remember just being like, do I need to go to a therapist? Yeah. And some people have those, some people don't. Some people don't give a shit about turning 40. So I had a massive life wobble, and I still think I'm picking apart stuff. And why didn't I do that and study this instead? So we're going to be really lucky, like I said, if we live another. You are definitely in a crossroads. And not in a Britney Spears movie way, but you're definitely in an amazing space now where you're still going to do all your TV, but you're going to find other parts, and we're going to be watching that. And I'm really excited for you.
I don't know, I might just disappear and just keep walking the dogs in the park, to be honest.
Okay
Like,
too.
that's why I don't want
That's
people
okay
going, what's next,
too.
what's next? I'm
That's
like,
okay
I don't
too.
know.
That's not a shit.
Like, it's okay to
That's
step
actually
back.
okay to not be showbiz
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
It's also okay to just live and try. Like my mom's always like, people don't have to always be doing something amazing.
No, I don't want to be always doing something. I want to take a
box
breath.
ticking.
Yeah, no,
or
this
telling
is-
everyone what you're doing. Like you actually can sit still in your life and nobody gives a shit. And nobody, I always think that nobody cares about anyone else.
I know. But this is the thing. And
Nobody actually cares.
Yeah, exactly.
But
They're not
I think
agonising about
something
my next
gorgeous
move.
is going to happen for you.
Well, I don't
and whether
know.
it's something that's, you know, part of the TV genre or your own thing, but I do think you've loads more to give and you're very special. And I think I want to commend you. That decision, I wobbled when I watched you. I'm not your bestie. I don't know you that intimately. I know you through people I know, but I wobbled a bit because I was like, I have gone through that where I'm 5 days doing something or I give a lot to something and I get very sad. And I thought you were brilliant and bold and well done.
It's funny, the night that it actually happened, and I did
and
choke up
privilege
a
or
bit.
not, you still made that decision.
Yeah. And Dave Moore from Today FM was on, and like I'm there literally in the corridor with tears streaming down
Were
my
you?
face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, what if I regret it? And he was like, you won't regret it. And he was so kind. He's like, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. And he was like, look at Dermot. He had pivoted, his co-host. He was, embracing his wellness, mindfulness journey and business now that he's making. He was so busy doing that as a full-time job. He was like, look at Pamela Joyce, she'd step back. Maria Dorona previous. And I was like, yeah, not to put myself in the pan, but like things worked out okay for Ryan Tubridy. Do you know what I mean? I was like, people do walk away for gigs and they live on. Like it's okay. And you know, another thing was like, Mum, not to make it about this, but Mum had died really suddenly, and that was obviously a massive factor.
Really suddenly?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I was talking to her in the morning, she was gone by the afternoon. Not on the cards at all for her. Massive heart attack. And
how long ago? That was only recent.
A year and a half.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so it's
I
still, we're
didn't
still
know it was sudden.
processing
I actually
that.
didn't know she'd been
wasn't
sick. Wow, Karen.
So
that's
that
massive
was
part
a
of this.
huge jolt.
And you were super close to your mum.
Yeah, very close.
And lived near you, I remember you.
Yeah, well, it's about 20 minutes, half an hour away now. But
you spoke to her that morning?
Yeah, planning Eve's birthday, and then she was gone.
How did you find out she was gone?
My sister found her.
Oh, Karen.
Anyway, I won't get into that because it's still very raw for our family, as anyone who's been through a sudden death. It's weird because I've never seen a parent die gradually or have a disease or a diagnosis or test. We've never experienced that. Thank God my dad is as well. But I think it's something about the shock of that. It rewires you and your nervous system and everything in a huge way. But not to make your podcast about this, but just one thing that kind of was really... oh God, the universe is actually talking to me here, and I'm not a particularly spiritual person, but we were emptying out the family home and saw all the clippings Mum had kept, and she had kept everything. Now, I mean, if I was in the back of the Evening Herald, she had kept it. Do you know what I mean? And all the lovely covers we had done and exposed, and we had done a lot. Like, we were busy gals, especially during that sort of 12-year period. And I was like, oh God, I'd had a good run. I've had a really good run of stuff. Like, to me, like, it worked out better than I probably thought it was going to when I started in there. And I was like, I think it's okay if I do throw the towel, and it won't be that I failed. It's okay. And was kind of almost giving myself permission to quit, basically, to go, it's okay if you just want to give this up now, because you've ticked the boxes. You can look back and go, I had a brilliant 20 years. And also she was
so proud of you. Yeah. Which is nice to know.
So I think that was a massive factor in it, and going, I got to 20 years, just shy of 20 years. It would be 20 years right now, say. So it was just shy of 20 years. And I was like, do you know what? I think it's okay if I step back. I hope so. And hopefully with the door ajar that I can pop back.
I think so. But left on a high. It's nicer than the secrecy and all that.
Yeah, I was lucky in that way.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I didn't mean to finish on like a funny one there.
I cry. I get like, someone will start talking, they're like, I'm grand, by the way. I've processed. I'm like, I haven't processed it.
I know.
I didn't know that. And I'm really sorry, because I know what that would do to my heart. And
as a mom, I was like,
lets you kind of get back to...
And it was like, if something happened to me suddenly, and I hadn't made time that I thought I might have had. And I think that's why I went.
So this is a lot of decisions came at once.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the background.
Well, you
deserve
deserve
the outfit pics.
Only the crack. Yeah, exactly. All we see is the crack.
Yeah.
You deserve an amazing summer, because I think you're probably like me. You look forward to the longer, brighter. You do the dog walking.
Yes.
A lot of crack with your kids. I do think you're going to be super busy again, but I think you're going to probably control that a little bit better, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what you do. I hope we have you on another season down the line, and we chat to you about parenting in a different aspect, teens or whatever. But so gorgeous to have you.
Yeah, thanks for asking me. I appreciate it. I really am flattered. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of A Little Birdie Told Me, and if you did, it would mean a lot to me if you could like, subscribe and share this episode.